Welcome back to another GT Homes exclusive. One of the questions our investors usually ask us is, what are buyers' incentives and promotions? And what do they mean? Great question. If you have been looking at pre-construction condos, you may have come across the terms incentives and promotions and may have wondered what it is and what it means in the pre-construction condo market. Incentives are common in the pre-construction condo market and are offered by developers as a tool to sell their condo units. Incentives are usually offered with pre-construction condos, and developers will provide more than one to stay competitive. Condo investors like you should look out for different incentives each project offers because they will ultimately help with your investment. One of the advantages of purchasing a pre-construction condo with a platinum agent is that not only will you receive first access to floor plans and prices, but you will also get access to some of the best incentives developers offer. The reason for this is because developers depend on platinum agents like us to sell bulk of their condo inventory, and in order to attract buyers, they will add incentives. Since platinum agents are one of the first in line to sell condo units, they're also the first to receive these incentives and promotions. Once platinum agents have finished selling the bulk of the inventory, developers will offer less incentives because they've already sold most of their units. So let's go over some of the incentives you might see when you purchase a pre-construction condo and what they mean. Number 1. Caps on development charges and levies. Developers always pay development charges when the city gives them their building permit. Development charges are used to fund the growth of the city and can pay for anything the city needs to support the new development and incoming population, including roads, transit, police facilities, water infrastructure, libraries, and even parks. When you buy a pre-construction condo, developers will pass this charge on to the buyer. In your agreement of purchase and sale, it will say that you will be responsible to pay for the amount of any increase in development charges and levies when you reach final closing. With that being said, developers will usually offer cap rate promotions, which means that you will not pay more than the agreed upon price when you reach final closing. This is a great incentive for you as a condo buyer, because it will ultimately decrease the cost of your investment, which will give you more purchasing power. Number 2, special extended deposit structure. The benefit of buying a pre-construction condo is that you can pay off your deposit over a period of time rather than all at once. Generally, you will need a deposit of 20% to secure your unit. Although each condo building offers different deposit structures, usually buyers will need to pay 50% of the deposit within 6 months of signing the agreement of purchase and sale, plus an additional 5% on closing. With an extended deposit structure, most developers will extend the payment schedule to allow you to pay off your deposit within 12 to 18 months after signing the agreement. This gives you more time to save money and slowly pay off your deposit. Stay tuned in next week's video as we talk more about deposit structures and how they work in the pre-construction market. Number 3, free assignment clause. A free assignment clause is the freedom to sell your pre-construction condo unit before you take ownership of the unit. An assignment means that when you buy a pre-construction condo, you're buying the rights to own the condo unit in the form of a contract. When you're buying something that hasn't been built, you can't actually buy the property. So instead, you're buying the contract that says you will own the condo upon completion. An assignment sale means that you can sell the contract to someone else before the condo is built. Some contracts will state that you can't sell your unit until you take ownership of it, while others may allow you to do so, but with an additional fee. Many developers will offer a free assignment clause as an incentive that will be added to your agreement purchase and sale. So if you want to sell your unit before construction is completed, then you can sell the contract of the unit with no financial penalties. A free assignment clause is a benefit for anyone that doesn't want to wait until final closing to sell their unit. Condo investors can sell the rights to their condo before interim occupancy to avoid paying carrying cost and closing cost while making a small profit on their investment. Number 4, the right to lease during occupancy. Before you receive ownership of your new condo unit, many buyers will go through an interim occupancy phase. This means that you can move in before the building is finished construction. During this time, buyers are expected to pay interim occupancy fees that go directly to the developer to pay for maintenance fees and property tax of the building. If you're a condo investor and you don't plan on occupying your suite, you will still have to pay interim occupancy fees. This means that you will be spending more money on carrying costs without having a tenant to cover those fees. So it might be to your best interest to rent out your unit during the interim occupancy phase. Although some developers won't allow this, others will offer the right to lease during occupancy as an incentive so you can rent out your unit before you receive title transfer and ownership to your new condo. This is a big advantage for investors because you can have your tenant cover your interim occupancy fees so they're not coming out of your pocket. To learn more about interim occupancy fees, check out our last video where we give more information about these fees and how they're calculated. Number 5, parking and locker promotions. Parking and locker promotions are simple. They're discounted fees to purchase a locker or a parking space with your condo unit. This is great for investors that are buying a condo unit that's not surrounded by transit or for anyone that wants to add a locker to their investment. Either way, purchasing a parking space or a locker will ultimately increase the value of your investments, and you can charge your tenants to rent out these additional spaces. These are just some of the incentives you might see when you purchase a pre-construction condo. Our agents will be happy to discuss developer incentives with you and which ones will benefit you and your investment. This has been another GT Homes exclusive. Remember to subscribe and to visit us at gtahomes.com.